Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer. Thank you so much for being here. Nanu, Earthlings. Now, before you say anything, yes, I was playing with my doll yesterday, so she's moved. It looks like she's looking out the window, doesn't it? That doll does move by herself, by the way. But please know I did that yesterday. Where is my pointer going? There she is. Okay. I was also playing with the rabbit yesterday. So please know, guys, yeah, sometimes I do dust. Okay. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I just saw her when I went live and I was like, oh no, I've got to change her back so she's looking at us. But I think it's nice to have her looking out the window because I think that's a message for today. We look out and we have hope of what's out there, but we don't get consumed by what's out there. Okay. Right now, I'm looking at what's going on with Minnesota. Okay. We've just found out today that the Mayor Frey and also the Governor Waltz are both now under investigation for inciting rioters. They're no longer called protesters. Okay. But I am going to do a video probably later today or tomorrow, and I'm going to call it, Why Are People Now Lunatics? Please know, I want you to watch it because I explain the energy of what we're going through and it makes people turn into lunatics. Okay. So I hope that you pay attention to that video. Okay. Why people, and I'm just going to write down on my list. Okay. Put it over here. Why people are lunatics. Okay, it's almost like they're going insane, but I'm going to do a video about it. Okay, please be aware of what I talk about in that regarding our energy. We have to protect our energy at all costs at this point because, as we all know, we're in a spiritual war and it's only going to get worse. The segregation, the isolation, separating us from one to the other. Look at what they're now doing with religions, whether you believe in the Muslim agenda or the Christian agenda, but it's happening now in all countries. The governments have set this up perfectly, so we fight amongst ourselves instead of looking at what they're doing, right? So we have to pay attention to this stuff. So we observe it, like my doll looking out the window, but we don't get emotionally attached to it, okay? Because that's what we're seeing now in Minnesota, especially. So I'm going to do a video about that one. Why people are now lunatics. Okay. Alrighty. So I was talking to a lovely, gorgeous girl last night. She lives in the UK and she says, I love it that I watch you. You're so upbeat, nanu type stuff. And she said, I love it when you crack into songs. So while I was talking to her, the song just came into my head and it was Joy to the World. You know the one, Joy to the World, la, 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 because I don't know any of the other words for that song. But Joy to the World, 4 words. But look how powerful that is right now and what we need to have within our own heart and soul. So moving forward, we stay on the right side of this energy. Okay. I don't compete. Don't take sides, but I know that there is very negative energy out there. So that could be called or interpreted as the negative or the bad energy, the wrong energy. Okay. But I want to stay on the loving side of that energy. So I'm going to talk about that when I do that video. What the hell is going on with all the lunatics out there? Because they're losing their energy. Okay, so today is Psychic Reading Day. If you are here for the first time, nanu, I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer. Please comment your questions in the comment section. I'm only here for an hour and a half, so I get through as many as possible. Okay. So if you do, today is free, 9 a.m. Brisbane time, which is now, okay. Check your watch, check your time zones where you are. Right now it is Wednesday night if you're in America. It's about midnight coming into Thursday if you're in the Europe's time zones. So check your dates, check your times. 9 a.m. Brisbane time today, Thursday. Okay, Brisbane time. I'm here doing psychic readings. comment your questions. Obviously, don't make them too private because you don't know who else is watching or may watch after this goes live. So be aware of that, okay? Secondly, I'm here 9 a.m. Saturdays. Yay! Which is Friday night if you're in America. So I do free tarot cards that day where everybody gets a tarot card. If you're here before I go live, you also get the Love Dove card, which is a love dove, and every card starts with the word love. Okay, so that's what I do. So 2 live free shows every week. Okay, if you do want a private reading from me, the link is below. I do not charge for my readings. I only ask for a contribution of what you can afford. Send me an email. Tell me how much you've sent over through PayPal. Let me know where you live so we can set up time zones, okay? Because I do talk to everyone globally. And guess what? We set up a time and date. I send you a Zoom call, and there you have it, okay? Now, I got an email last night. A guy wanted to test some testimonials. I did get a testimonial 2 days ago, which I'm still crying over. But I have my notes from November last year when I spoke to this man. And now I've also got his email verifying that what happened has now come true. Let me explain. This is a testimonial. You can go Google it because it's on the news, okay? Last November, I spoke to a guy who lives in Europe. And I said to him that there was going to be an earthquake in the first or second week of February, and 2 people were going to die. I told him that last November. I got his email yesterday. There was an earthquake, exactly where an avalanche, exactly where I said, and 2 people died. As a psychic, I'm sitting there going, yay, I got it right. But as a compassionate, loving person, I'm crying inside knowing that this has happened to people. So there you go. I just had a good, I like it when people email me and give me my testimonials. I actually get too many to make a list of. And as I know, a lot of psychics, they just write whatever they want as testimonials. Spoke to a girl in France and this is what happened. So I don't do that. Google avalanche in France. Yes, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. 2 people died. You'll find out. I told this guy in November last year. So my predictions are coming true. If you look at that video I did on my predictions that I did in December, a lot of what I've said is now coming true. I predicted the interest rates going up. I've predicted all the new currents, the energy coming in, and look at what's happening in America now. Look what's happening in the UK and Australia. We're all under this fire horse energy, not just you and me. So we have to protect ourselves. But look at what the governments are now doing. They're pushing through the digital ID. They're pushing through voter ID stuff. Trump has left the World Health Organization. Other things are happening. It's like the power horse has come in. Okay, so we have to do what we can to stay sane in this energy. Okay, it is a year of doing things. So if you've got new jobs you want to go and do, new courses, new hobbies, new partnerships, go out and get it done. This is the year for that energy. Okay, so on that note, let's get into some psychic readings. Yay! This Savon says hello. Good morning, Nano. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Colin says, good morning, Linda, and all here and listening. Yay, Colin. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, Robert Iniguez. Oh, I love you, darling man. Okay, hi, Linda. I'm doing better. Oh, thank goodness. I was sending you over energy. Okay. I hope you're having a good day. My Facebook was removed, so I opened another account, but you didn't pop up on my search bar. Huh. Well, we are going through crazy energy at this point. Okay. I actually got kicked out of Facebook 2 days ago. I had to use digital ID to get back in. There was like a circle and it says put your face in the circle, turn left, turn up, turn right, and then it asked for a photo of my driver's license. You can't tell me this was a hack. This is just them getting people on their digital ID radar, right? I'm down the rabbit hole. I know who's doing this. I even emailed Facebook and said, why did you hack me for? I put the blame straight back on them because I doubt somebody else did that. Okay. So please know you're not alone there, Robert. Yeah, funny that I didn't pop up. So please just search me out, okay? On Facebook, I ask people if you do want to go and have a look at what I post. I do have an open Facebook account now that I'm back on deck because I had to verify myself. Here's me. There's me on Facebook. It's the Mary photo and it's got me on the top with my name. Okay, so there I am on Facebook if you want to go and find me. Okay, so pause the screen, go back, look me up. Please, if you're going to send me a friend request, please drop me something on Messenger and say, hey, this is me and this is how I know you, because I get so many friend requests from, like, I'll be honest, about 6 or 10 a day, and you can tell that they're from like Generals or John Bon Jovi, so I know not to accept those ones. But wouldn't it be funny if it was really them, right? But I doubt it. Okay, so Robert, please know I'm there for you, darling. Okay, and I'm sorry for what you're going through, but we're in the same boat. Okay. Okay, user ZH2. Oh my gosh, I am dyslexic, so please bear with me while I get these in right. User ZH2XD9NT5W. I'm only going to say that once, so please listen up. Hi, Linda. I have a quick, fun question. Do you see me winning lottery or the likes? Now, when we say, am I going to win lottery? Be careful of how you say that. Okay? I get a win every week. All right? I just buy a little $5 or $10 ticket, especially when it's like the $10 million draws. But you've got to be careful how you say this, because even if you win the lowest division, it pays like $8 or $10. That's a win. So when you put out your intention, you've actually got to be more specific and say, I wish to win first prize. Okay? You've got to give that intention. And then, wouldn't you know it, because I've done this myself and this is how I've learned, I get all these spam emails saying, congratulations, you've just won $30 million. Please verify your account. So the universe is giving us what we're asking for, even if it's just spam in our spam folder. But at the end of the day, you've got to be specific, okay? The more specific we are with our intentions, the more specific they will be with replying. So don't just say that you want to win lotto, okay, win lottery. You've got to be specific and say, I want my 6 numbers to come out as the 6 numbers, okay? So then you've got to align your energy so your numbers and the ones that come out are the same. Listen to Bashar. He's actually done this. He actually put out I've actually got the transcript here. I wrote it down because I sort of know it. And he says, when we want to win the lottery, what we're doing wrong is we're trying to match the numbers that are coming out. But that's wrong, because what we have to do is we create them numbers to match the ones we already have. Okay? So when you're looking at, say, it's 6 numbers, like here in Australia, we get 6 numbers, okay, on a Saturday night, 6 numbers, and it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we have to do is create the energy that the first number that comes out, oh my God, it's number 1. And then number 2 comes out, or it could be 1, 4, 3, 2, 6, or whatever, in order. But we match the numbers from them to the ones we already have. Because what we're doing is we're creating it as a memory. We don't create it as a future event, because that can get lost in translation. But we create it as a memory in our mind. So the way that we do this is we lie down, we go into our theta stage of consciousness just before we go to sleep, when we start to like dream and we hear voices and stuff going do, right? In that state of theta consciousness is we start to remember things that we've done. So you've got your memories, right? Get your memories going. So you remember what you did as a boy. You remember going over that bridge. You remember driving your car to that place that day. And then you throw in the fake memory that we now want to create of where, oh my God, my lotto numbers came out. So you imagine that you're sitting there in the past, like you are with all your other memories, and you sit there and you think, oh my God, number 6 came out. Then it was number 4. Then it was number 5, number 3, 1 and 2. That's all my numbers just came out. Okay. So we create it as a memory in our past while we're in that theta consciousness. Okay. I hope and pray it does work for you. Okay. Do I see you winning lottery or the likes? Well, at this point, the answer is yes to your question, but it's not the answer it's not the question you really want to ask. Okay. Do you see me winning lottery, like the full one, the big one, like $100 million or whatever they have in America, right? You have the capacity to do this if you align your energy to the numbers. Now, let's keep going with this, okay? And I'm glad that everyone's listening to this, because how many times do you hear people say, oh, I won the lottery numbers because it's all the numbers that were birthdays. I used my birthdays and they all came out. Because when we're thinking of our birthdays, my birthday is the 5th. Okay, I'm turning 60 in 2 weeks, right? And I'm going to be here doing hey, it's my birthday. Can't wait. But the thing is, when we want to use numbers, we have to put energy and emotion. Emotions are energy, okay? So when we want to win the lotto numbers, what we have to do is put the energy. So if we're using that example of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have to put our energy into why we chose number 1. Why is number 2 so important too? Numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6, or how many numbers that you need to win that lotto. So when we put that energy into it, and then we create it as a past event where we're thinking, oh, wow, 2 years ago, I was sitting in the lounge room and my phone rang and it was the lotto and people saying, congratulations, you've won $25 million. So we create it as an event in the past, okay? Now, what I will do is I'm going to cut and paste this little bit and I'm going to make a video about it, okay? So I hope that helps you there, user ZH2XD, etc. Okay? We all have the capacity to win lotto, okay? So please stay and look at that video that I'll do, okay? How to win lotto, okay? I'm just going to call that one How to Win Lotto, okay? Because we all have the capacity. I'm not going to give you the answer, because if I tell you no, that's your false belief coming in that you'll never win it. And if I tell you yes, you're going to win it, then that gives you that expectation of a future event where it won't come true, okay? So I'll do a video about it. All right, so let's keep going. Everly, hello, darling girl. Okay, hello, Linda. I'm sorry I missed you on Valentine's Day. It doesn't matter, darling. I know that what you've been going through, Everly. Okay, sending much love and appreciation to you and everybody else on the live. Okay, Everly, I love you. Okay, now here's my little Fijian girl. Down, down, down. Meow, meow, meow. Sorry. Okay. Hi, Linda, Nanu, Nanu. And well, guess what? Nanu, Nanu, Earth citizens. Okay. Hugs. Do you see if the woman that owes me all that money was lying to the court? Yeah, came through very clearly. Yep, when she sent a note to the adjudicator saying she was flying out that day and not available. I would be asking for flights and when she booked it. Did she book that flight after she got told to be in court? When you know, you know. So I would be supplying booking details. You don't just want flight logs with her boarding pass. You want booking details. Okay? Yeah. Little witch trying to elude what she owes. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Little wave. Hello, Linda, and all here. I hope things are going well. Linda, if you can please ask your lady any important messages she can convey to me, that would be most helpful. Thanks so very much. Little Wave, I know where you are. I know your name. Thank you so much for being here. You know, where you live now, it's chaotic. Okay? I really want you to watch the video I'm going to do. If I don't get it done today, I'll get it done tomorrow. But I really want to do a video about all the lunatics out there, okay? Because what we are attracting is what they are creating. Now, you've got to listen to that, okay? And I better write that one down because that's going in the video, okay? We attract what they create. That's why right now, with all these lunatics in the US, UK, etc., they are following the government like little sheepies because they can't think for themselves, which makes them lunatics, because it's like they've got dementia. They've got this cloud across them, so they're fogged out. They can't think. So please watch that video that I'm going to put out there, okay? Because the message I've got for you is keep going with you. You've got to start concentrating more on what you're going through, okay? External factors always come through, okay? So please turn off that switch. And here's an exercise, guys. Here's an exercise. We can all do this one, and I hope and pray that you do it. Sit calmly. Get yourself comfortable. Adjust your bra strap if you're wearing one, or your jock strap if you're wearing one of those. Get yourself comfortable, and we clap. What happens when we clap is we are creating new energy around us. So we clap and click a few times, creating new energy. And then we say what it is that we want, whether it's that $1 million in the lotto, whether it's happiness, harmony, health, whatever it is that you want. Okay, so we clap, and then because that's new energy, we add to it. So it's like someone flicks the page in a book and we've got new notes to fill in. What is it that you want in those new notes? Okay, so we clap and click our fingers, which I can't click, but we clap, and then we say what it is that we want. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to be strong. I want to be rich. Yeah, we all want that one too. So why don't I put that in there for you to learn it? Okay, I want my 6 numbers to come out in lotto next week. I want to win the $35 million lotto. So we're creating it through that clap effect. Okay, if you want to meet new friends, clap and say, I want to meet new friends. Put me into the opportunity where they come into my life. Let me release all the pain from the past. Let me release all the old friends that no longer suit my purpose. That sort of thing. So we use the clapping technique to actually create as well. Okay, because it brings in new energy. My energy now is zapped because I've just like clapped 20 or 30 times in there. So this is a thing for Little Wave, but we can all do this exercise whereby we clap, we create new energy, and if you really want it to be boosted, drink water, because water is a conduit of electricity, which is energy. So as the water goes down your throat, you clap, and so that vibration hits your water. Now it's inside you, and you say, I am healthy. I am fit, I am strong, I am rich, I am healthy, I am harmonized, I am healthy, I am young. We create what we say. Our words are our intentions, and our intentions are emotions, and our emotion equals energy. So in the end result, our words are energy. So we've got to watch what we say. We've got to be mindful of what we say. So when I was talking to a friend yesterday and I said, oh my God, it breaks my heart that there was an avalanche over in France and 2 people died, she said, Linda, be careful what you say. So I even listen. I don't have to pull myself up. I listen to my friends, okay, because they're helping me. They're helping. We help each other. We're in a mutual relationship of growth and development. So there's no competition with me and my friends. So there's no reason to be jealous or feel guilt with my friends, okay? Because the ones that I've chosen that I exist with, the friends that I have, we all support and encourage each other. So when someone does something a little bit of a boo-boo, we pull each other up. So have a look at your own friends and see if they're doing that for you as well, okay? Because this is the fire horse year. Okay, 2 days ago, you don't want to know what happened to me. I had 6 things that happened, and they were all doozies on the one day. I got locked out of Facebook. That was one of them, so I had to do facial recognition to get back in. So that was just one of the things that I went through. So Little Wave, What's most helpful for you right now? Clearing out the energy of the past, because last year was the snake that was slithering through the grass and it shed its skin. So this is our release time. When we go from one new energy to the old, changing out, it's like charging out the guard. We've got to release what they did so the new guy comes in. It's like a coronation of such. Okay, Queen Elizabeth II died. All her things went out the window. Charles came in, and the first thing they did was the what is it? CR, Regency of Charles, okay, was on everything. They got rid of all Elizabeth stuff. So it's changing of that guard so new energy comes in. And how we do it? Releasing with grace, with thanks, appreciation, and gratitude. Thank you so much for those nasty people in my life. I release them to the universe. I do not give permission for them to attach to me anymore. I let them go. Thank you so much for me to be allowed the opportunity to see what they were like, which I don't want to be like that energy. So I release that energy out and now attract in energy that I do attract in. The energy of calm, the energy of peace, the energy of love, support, compassion, and kindness. Please bring me those people. You just put it out there and then we forget about it. So there's no expectation. Okay, as I spoke about before. So I hope that helps you, little wave. Okay. All right, let's keep moving along. Bob Hope. Bob Hope is here. Hello, everyone. Bob Hope. Yay. Joku Paranormal. Hello, Lynda. I hope all is well with you. Does your lady have a message for me? Yeah. Yeah. The thing that you're about to start, don't wait until the start date. Start doing it now. So if it's a course that you're about to do, don't wait until the course starts. Go and start researching what you need to know so when you walk in there, you know what you're already doing. If you're going to be starting a new job, don't wait until you get there to say, oh, this is your duties, this is what you're doing. Start all your prep work now. And that's the message that I've got for you, okay? Pardon me, Joko Paranormal. Do all your learnings now while you're waiting for that thing to start. I don't know if that makes sense for you. I hope it does, okay? All right, Barbara Byers says, greeting Lynda and all. Wondering if you or your spirit friend, yeah, love you, okay, may get a vibe where my lost gold earring might be. Now, is it your left one? Or is that the one you've still got? No, I'm thinking this is the one that you've lost. Okay. Any chances of it being found after being with me for 30 years and from trip, a special trip? Damn. You know, oh my God. I'm actually seeing this as like outside somewhere. I know you've probably racked your house where you live looking for it, but I think, okay, what you've got to do is think about a day when you did your hair, okay? The only thing I've done with my hair today is just brushed it. And I don't wear earrings, okay? I've got pierced earrings, but I just don't wear them because I don't wear much jewelry except for my ring. But with jewelry, especially earrings, think about if you've been brushing your hair, okay? It could have gotten loose. So when you've left the house, it's fallen out, okay? Because that's what I'm actually, or if you're in the shopping centre and you've done something like that, where it's fallen out. So that's what I'd like you to think about, because we play with our hair all the time, okay? The longer your hair, the more you play with it, all right? I'm always playing with mine. But I'm not seeing that it's inside anywhere. It's outside, so it's like open. So if you look down, you're just going to see it sitting there. So it might be on a pathway, footpath, driveway, something like that. So go outside and check out where you've been, okay? And I hope that you find it, Barbara, okay? All right, so now we have Missy Taylor. Hi, Lynda, no question here, just wishing you a lovely day ahead and a big thank you for our lovely chat. Lots of love from London. London, oh my goodness. You're so gorgeous, Missy Taylor, and it's my pleasure to talk with you. Just remember what I said at the end of that call. I take that seriously, so please let me know, okay? Yay, I love you. Okay. All right. Everly says, my mum was trying to tell me something when she was in hospital before she died. Can your lady share how and what she was communicating, I feel I failed her. Everly, we never fail anybody else because ultimately we don't know what lessons they were here to learn. And we have to remember that everything does happen for a reason. Everything that happens to us in our existence is always for a reason. Okay? So this isn't so much about your mum because she was doing what she already contracted herself. I would like you to look into your own heart and ask yourself, what can you do to heal and fulfill that gap as to why you're having these emotions about your mum now? Okay. One of my videos on my YouTube channel is actually called Why We Miss Someone. So when people die, we get a void. We get regrets, we get feelings, obviously, of grief, etc. You know, but ultimately, we have to deal with that ourselves because our reality under our conscious awareness is a fabrication of what we create through our emotional energy. Emotions are energy. So you've got to sit back and ask yourself, what emotion are you feeling? Because that's energy. Usually it's a reaction to something that we have done. Okay? We see a puppy on the street, so we get happy. When no one just gets happy, we get happy because of, as a reaction to seeing the dog. So when you've got these feelings that you've failed your mum, you've got to go back into those moments where you thought you did. And then you say to yourself, could have I done anything else differently? The answer is always no. Okay? We can never do anything differently because we only knew at that time certain information that we didn't know. You know, that's why they say 20/20 vision is perspective, looking back, because, you know, we see things in the future and we look back and say, damn, if I'd known this now, like if I'd known Apple was going to go off like it did, I would have bought shares when it first came out in the 1990s, right? So we can't go back in time and change things. All we can heal is how we react to what we did. And this is our life review. So another video that I've got on my channel, if you go into my playlist, go down to my Heaven Information playlist, one of the videos in there is called Can I Heal My Life Review Now? So when we're standing in front of these three people, the beings, and we have to go through all our memories, which is our life review, please don't wait till then because it's tenfold and it can be really excruciatingly painful if it's a bad thing. Okay? But at the end of the day, we can heal our memories now. So I'd like you to try that. Okay? Please go find that video on my channel. Everly, okay? Can we heal our life review now? Yes, we can. Because ultimately, you did not fail your mum. I heard a great thing a few weeks ago. And there was this lady talking on Facebook Reels. And she said, do you ever say to yourself, wow, I'm a bad mother because I wasn't there for the school run that day. Oh, I didn't pack the apple with their lunch. Oh, God, I'm a bad mother. They didn't have their fruit for the day. Those sort of things. And she ended up saying the more that we worry about failing other people is the more that it shows that we really didn't. Because somebody who fails never has that conscience. So if we're a bad mum and we're having all these guilt trips saying, oh my God, I must be a bad mum, that shows what a great mum we are. Because a bad mother doesn't worry about it. They have no concern how the kids go to school with no fruit or whether they're wearing shoes when they walk out the front door. They don't care. You care, Everly. So that shows me what a gorgeous, beautiful, loving person you are. So please forgive yourself for what's going on. You can't fix the past. All you can say to yourself is, I did everything I could. I have to live with that decision. And now moving forward, I've learned a lesson to not treat others the same. and we forgive ourselves. So next time we go through the same sort of thing, I'm now learning a lesson. Okay? Yeah, we only get one mum. Okay? But ultimately, our mums can have different opinions to us. They've got their own life. They've got their own judgments. And most of all, we don't need to try to change them. Okay? That's a big lesson. Okay? So I hope that helps you there, Emily. Okay. And Little Wave says, sorry for your loss. Little Wave says, Lynda, the Four of Swords you drew me last week was accurate medical care. The card can sometimes represent hospitalization, therapy, or simple, quiet, restful retreat. Well, guys, I do 2 lives a week. On Saturdays, Saturday, 9 a.m., which is Friday night if you're in America, I do tarot card readings for people. Everyone gets a tarot card, okay? Comment before I go live, and you also get the Love Dove card, okay? Yeah, so there you go, guys. I'm here twice a week. Okay. The Savone says, thank you so much, Lynda. Do you have, oh, hang on, I've just refreshed my screen. I've got to scroll back up. Damn. Here we go. Do you have any guidance on where I should move to in my RV? Someplace that feels deeply aligned and helps me step fully into the life I'm meant to live. I can actually see you on the top of a cliff. Be careful with that, okay? But as soon as you said, where should I move, even before I got to the RV, I was seeing like a vehicle on the top of a cliff looking down, and there's like a valley with a river in it. So not so much like the Grand Canyon with like that deep, okay, but it's like a ravine or even just a little hill with a stream. There's water there. So, pardon me, you can get down to the river. Yes, okay, thank you. She's saying you can get down to the river. So this is going to be cleansing. It's going to be health for you. No one else around. So please protect yourself while you're there so you don't get harmed or injured or anyone else tries to come in and steal from you, etc. when you park there. But this is where I'm seeing you go. Isolation. By yourself, where you can just contemplate and think about things you've been through, where you're going, what's coming next in your great journey. Now, remember, this energy that's coming in now, the fire horse, this is a great time to go off on that little like sabbatical and really just spend some time thinking about what's coming. Put that energy out there. You're going to be near the water. I see there's water there and it's flowing. It's not like a pond or a lake. It's actually flowing. So it's a river, stream, creek, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. But I'm seeing there's water and it's down. So, but you can walk down there and get to the water. So you can put your feet into the water. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Go and be near, get into nature. Okay. Yeah. And on a hill, so then you can look up and you can talk to the universe as well. That's what I'm saying. So I'm glad that you're doing that, because if someone said to me, where would I go? That's actually exactly where I would go. And I'm seeing that for you. So there you go, little Savon. That would be beautiful for you to do that, even if it's just a day. But try and stay overnight there, so then you can just look at the stars. I talk to the stars every night. When the moon comes up, if I see the moon, I talk to the moon every night because it gives me clarity. It gives me a conscious state of being calm and sedated, and it also gives me hope that tomorrow is going to be better than today, because it gives me that initiative and intuition to move forward. Okay. Little Wave says, my dad is now at hospital, major changes in function, trying to support my mum so she can get through this. Little Wave, I went through that last August with my own dad. It's so horrible what happens, but remember, we love our parents. Growing up, they're the ones who support us. We do get to an age where that dynamic does change. We become adults, so we don't have to rely on our parents as much, okay? You know, I've got a 19-year-old. She's hardly ever here anymore because she's always out with her friends or at university or working, etc. So I hardly ever see her anymore. So her dynamic is now changing. She talks to me differently now than when she did like even 5 years ago when she was 14. So, yeah, there are major changes with the dynamics of your family at this point, okay? My suggestion to you would just to be start any issues. If they want to start issues, believe starting issues with me when my dad died, I just don't talk back, because what's the point of telling them something against their belief system? So then they're not going to accept what was the reality of the situation anyway. So at the end of the day, just stay calm, look after you through this process. Okay? Your dad's had his life, he's got his own life path. Hopefully he gets well, major changes in function, but just remember, it's his life. He signed up for this. You've got your own life that you signed up for as well. Okay? So you've got to take care of you, number one. Okay? Alrighty. Julie Youngren, Joy to the World. Three Dog Night is one of my favorite songs. Julie, I've seen some messages from you. I will get to you, darling. Okay. I've had I've done about 21 days straight now where I haven't had a break. So tomorrow I'm actually taking a day off. Yeah. I'm having a day off. Yay! I'm not doing emails. I'm not doing any videos or lives, etc. I'm actually going out for lunch with a friend tomorrow. So, yeah, I will get to your emails, though. Okay, Julie, thank you so much. And please know I'm not missing out on you at all. Rose Quartz says, hello. True 111 love. Listen to Marina McBride's song, and while listening to it, I felt a firm touch on my hand, as if being hugged from behind. Yes, I just need a confirmation that it was really him. Yes. By the way, I love your ghost stories. I love you. Okay. Now, True 111 True Love. Yes, I've got some amazing ghost stories. I've got a whole playlist there if you're into paranormal stuff, right? Go to my channel, click on playlists at the top, and then go down to ghost stories and ghost, whatever I've called it, ghosts anyway. Yeah. I've got some new ghost stories too. Okay, so I've got to do some more videos about that, but because I do want to start doing like at least 1 or 2 videos plus my lives every week. So thank you for giving me a new ghost story. I'll actually write that on my list as well. Ghost story. Okay. Thank you so much for that feedback. I love you for that. Okay, bad boy Byron and Q. Natter. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Lynda. Can I get a reading, please? Having lots of trouble with my finger, and my fan has died in this heat. Okay, let's start first with your fan. Okay, when we get electrical issues, we've got to look at what it actually is. So 2 days ago, I had some major issues happening with me. One of those was I got locked out of Facebook, right? I've told you that one. But another thing that happened, our elevator stopped working and no one could get in and out unless we used the fire steps. We've got people in here in wheelchairs, so that wasn't going to happen. But the elevator was out for 2 days. So when I look at why did the elevator break, we've got to look at what it does. The elevator is our way of leaving the building, okay? Because I'm already inside. If I was outside and came home and the elevator was broken, that would be meaning to me, stay out and do more stuff out, what you're doing outside. But because I was at home and the elevator broke, that's the universe saying to me, stay at home and do more work. Okay, stay at home, do your emails, stay at home, clean your house, stay at home, don't get attached to other external energies. Okay, so when it's a fan, that is creating coolness where we get heated up. So we've got to look at the reason why you're getting overly heated up. Now, when we say heated up, usually it's anger within us. So have a look at any anger issues that you've got at the moment where you're getting upset about things going on, okay? Because that's the universe saying, hey, we're going to stop the cooling down process of staying calm. So everything happens for a reason, okay? So once you sort out whatever that energy or karma is, whereby you've got this energy of being heated up, okay, they'll start the fan again, so you then start cooling down again, okay? Everything happens for a reason. So now let's start looking at your finger. I've got some sort of pins and needles coming into my finger now. I'd like the confirmation if that's what you're getting. If it is like a pins and needles, I'm actually seeing it could be like an arthritis type thing, okay, or nerve damage. I'm not seeing it's like bone. I'm not seeing like you've sprained it or hurt it in any way, but and then also look at any like RSI type things, repetitive syndrome, whatever they call that. Okay, yeah, but my finger it just got all pins and needles in it. And I usually get that when people say, I usually get like a reaction when people say what their injuries are. I'm like the Green Mile, Stephen King's book, The Green Mile, that big dark guy on death row, and he takes on the injuries of other people. And then I've got to like flick it off and say, that's not my injury anymore, go away. And look at that, now it's gone because it's not my energy. I'm picking up the energy of others. So yeah, if you do want to have a private chat, you're welcome to email me. Let me know what's going on, okay? My email is below. Okay, MacZ19, hi Linda, do I have any gifts? We all have gifts, okay? Look at my videos. Go into my playlist. I've got one there called Psychic Information. They're all how-to videos, okay? How to do your own aura cleanse, what are our psychic abilities. I've got heaps of videos in there. I've also got one there called Personal Development, how to recognize energy that's not ours, how to stay happy and vibrate at a higher frequency. Because the higher frequency we have, the more psychic we get. The more healthier we are, the more psychic we get. We all have gifts. That's why they're called innate behaviors that we are naturally born with. People just don't recognize it because they're just so conditioned to this society. They get conditioned at school. They get conditioned through their job. Okay? So we don't get told that we're psychic. No government body will ever let us know that we're psychic because they don't. It's like the biggest show on earth where they're hiding the facts from us. But we are the energized little bunny rabbit battery packs for the government where we create the energy to make them do what they want. Look at what's happening right now in Minnesota. And that's why Frey and Waltz are now getting investigated because they created the energy that's now making all these rioters go out and do stupid stuff. So that is a classic example of how the government manipulates our energy. Okay, so do you have any gifts? Yes, you do. Okay, yeah, we all have gifts. Read my book, Psychics Explain. Okay, alrighty. So Rose Quartz says, hello, how are you? I'm fine. Nanu, Rose Quartz. Okay, so Chrissa225, hello, Dr. Lynda. Do you see me relocating in Greece the next 2 years? Yes, I do see you there. The white cliffs of Greece. I'm planning building a business there. Is it happening? Thank you. The business side of it, yes. Oh my gosh, Mamma Mia. Here we go again. My. You know that song, the movie Mamma Mia, where she was in like those Greek islands and what's her name, Meryl Streep, had the house there? Yes, I see this. You've got this in you. Okay, and that's a big message for you, Chrissa. You have got this in you. This is the year to start really financing, developing, production, marketing, how you're going to advertise it, how you're going to draw in your clients. How is this going to work? Wow. This is your year to make it fly. So if you want to go there in 2 years, this is the year right now. You say, okay, well, I've got to get there. The airfare is how much? So this is how much I need to save for that. Pardon me, I need this sort of property. It's going to cost this much. So over the next 2 years, I need to save this much per month so I can afford it in 2 years when I get there. So this is your planning and development stage. Go for it. I'm seeing it's going to be very, very worthwhile with what you're doing there. Please don't stop. Okay, Chrissa? Willow. Now, oops, sorry, I've just refreshed my screen again, so let me just scroll up. Willow says, hello, good evening from MS. Hello, Earth humans. I hope to see you keeping up with that self-care first. Yeah, of course. My question is, I decided to go for psychology for school, but I feel maybe there's something else calling me. So the question to you here, Willow, just because you're doing psychology now, does it mean that that's actually what you're going to be using at the end of all this? Just because they say you're going to do psychology, don't just think, oh, yeah, I'm going to end up in a clinic where I see 15 patients a day with all mental problems, blah, 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 like the genetic psychologist, right? Think outside that box. So if you've got an extra calling, why am I seeing a dog? Don't know what the dog is, okay? Dogs could represent anything from animal psychology right through to people who have mental health that have the animal assisted therapy pet, right? Could be a guide dog. So you deal with people who are blind, getting them through their issues of the incapacities that they have during their disabilities, right? So when you think outside that box, please keep going with this qualification, but you can always do other qualifications later that add onto it. Okay? Let's just say you want to do maths. Oh my God, mathematics. Oh my God. Okay. So you're thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to become an accountant, so I'll start learning mathematics. Halfway through the course, you then decide, hang on, I want to be an architecture. So that math is going to help you because it's all the angles and working out the degrees and all that using math in that new field that you have. That's what I'm seeing for you. Something like that, okay, as an example. So keep going with your psychology. Don't pull out of it, okay, but it will help you at the end of the day, okay, into what the other area that you go into. Okay, upper 90 tip bins. Start again. Upper 90 top bins. Hello, thank you so much for being here. Okay, will the person who knows the truth about what the doctors covered up during my surgery come forward and speak the truth? Oh my gosh. Let me just have some water. Oh my God. Upper 90 top bins. So you already know who that person is. That's very apparent. And you're right knowing that. So your guess, it's proven. Okay. So this person does know the truth about what the doctors covered up. Will they come forward and speak the truth? There's ways of obtaining evidence to show that they know. Okay. So there is ways of obtaining evidence where I don't like saying it, but I'm ex-police myself. I worked with the police for 10 years. I know how police operate to get information out of people. They bait you. Where were you last night? They already know at 9 o'clock you were out robbing the bank. Okay, as an example. So they say to you, where were you last night? So then they listen for the lies and stuff. So there's ways of getting information out of people. Okay. So with this person, they know the truth. You've got that right. Whether you want to go out and get some sort of recording on them that you can use in court, etc., for like a malpractice suit, end of the day, it's your call. It's your free will, but that option is there if you wish to take it. So what I'm really saying is if you walked in with them and started recording, they'll let you know, yes, we did this, we saw that, blah, 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 blah. Whether you use that in court is your discretion. I'm never going to say yes or no to that one. It's your free will. But the option is there. Okay? Alrighty, so let's keep going. Rose Quartz says, hello, Linda. I am in Michigan. Will Tony and me get back together? Now, please know, Rose Quartz, I never do readings for other people. So let's make this about you. Will you ever get back with Tony? Why would you want to? I'm sorry. Why would you want to? The answer is no. And I'm just going to get straight to that straight away. I'm not seeing you two back together at this point. Next week he could come in with roses and apologize and make it all right and everything will be fine. But right now, today, the answer is no. Okay? Future possibilities, there's millions of them. So, but right now, today, the answer is no. And the question that she's asking you is, why would you want to? So that's where you've got to look at what he was doing, what behaviors he had, what did he say behind your back, or anything like that as examples. So then you can write them things down and say, well, maybe he wasn't as perfect as I wanted him to be, which is our expectations of our partners. And then you can say to yourself, you know what? Maybe I should be looking for someone a little bit better. Do I see someone else for you, Rose Quartz? Yes, I do see you with someone, but please take your time, get over Tony, learn some more self-love, because every day we've got to practice our own self-love, right? No one's ever great at it. We're all good at it, but some of us need to still get great at it, okay? Practice your self-love every day. Emit the energy of what you want to attract in, okay? And that is how you're going to find your perfect partner, okay? But it's not Tony, and I'm sorry to give you that news, okay? All right. Upper 90s top bins, thank you for coming on live and spending time with us. Yay! Blessings with love and pure light. You're always under. Yay! I love it when people give me those sort of feedback. Thank you. You know, why am I here every week? Because of you. Why do I do what I do? Because of you. Why do I care? Because of you. Why do I love what I do so much? Because of you. I can't tell you. I get off here some days of live, and believe me, I don't actually see any of you. It's all just comments. But I get off here in such a great mood where I think I've accomplished something today. Even if I gave just one of the commenters a little piece of hope that life is going to get better for them. That is why I do what I do. It's not about me. It's all about her connecting through me as the catalyst, so she gives you the information that you want to hear. I love it. Isn't it great? It's so good. Okay, so let's keep going. Thank you so much, Robin. Message redacted. Elaine says missing disco. Yeah, he may turn up. Peregrinus fella has a pet pigeon called Disco. Missing disco. I hope that you're talking about Peregrinus fella's disco, the pigeon, or are you missing disco like in Saturday night? Yeah. What stayed in the 70s stays in the 70s, okay? I went to some 80s discos, and yeah, what happened in the 80s stays in the 80s, okay? If that's the disco that you're talking about. Okay, now we go down to Robin1882. Hello, Doc. Thank you for all your service. Thank you so much for being here. That's what I'm here for. Following up from a tarot card, with the new job my body is going through much physical pain. Is there any suggestions? Yeah. Every time we start something new, our body is going to somehow, let me just go there, crap itself, okay? Okay, every new job, like I remember starting this job one year when I was a kid, and it was all typing. I could type at about 75 words a minute back in the day. And I got this job where it was all typing, and I'm just sitting there, I go home and my fingers were like this. So, of course, we have to adjust to new roles, okay? It could be just that my body is going through, so much physical pain. So this is where you've got to go through that adjustment period. Part of that adjustment period is saying, do you want to keep going through that pain of what you're getting with this job? Because a job is both physical as well as mental, okay? I do a lot of mental work. That's why I just sit in this chair all day, and that's why I'm getting these, because I don't stand up and exercise very often because I'm in my chair like 9 hours a day. But if you're getting like, you're working on a construction site where you've got the jackhammers going through you and you're wondering why your kidneys are failing, that sort of thing, that's where you've got to sit down and say, is this job right for me? Go and talk to your HR section, okay? Going through so much physical pain. The other thing is just try and get used to it, okay? But I am seeing that there is pain there, but it's your free will whether you stop it. Okay. Please know if you want to have a private reading with me, anyone here, today is free advice. If you do want a private reading with me, I don't charge. I only ask for contributions of what you can afford. The link is below in the description how to organize a free private reading with me. Oh, it's not free, but send over a contribution through PayPal. Email me, tell me where you are, and I can send you a Zoom call, Zoom link where I see you, and I can let you know some information about what's going on with you. Okay. I get so many testimonials, I don't have to post them. Okay. So there you are, Robin. I hope that gives you some advice there. All things must pass. Okay. Let me just refresh my screen. Oh, pardon me. Okay. All things must pass. Hi, Linda. I may have an electrical problem or a fuse blew. Lights are out in the living room or bedroom. I am waiting for a replacement fuse. I pray that that's all it is. It's affecting the Wi-Fi. I may not be able to get online. That is where the electric is out. Weird things are happening all over the world. Phones are playing up. FPOS machines are playing up. Even the other day, I went to get petrol in my car, and the gas, when you get the gas in, you put it in the car and you're waiting. The guy's saying, it's on, but there was no petrol coming out. So things are playing up, and I believe this is deliberately being done. They're getting us ready for digital ID. Look at the UK. They've just said no one can go to work unless you've got digital ID. Now, I know the answer to that. And I don't agree. I give no consent or permission for the government to know all my ID. Sorry, there has to be limits. Okay, it's called freedom of speech, and it's called free will, what I allow other people to access from me. Okay, so I believe that this is all being done globally. Electrical problems here, there, everywhere. So of course you're going to have Wi-Fi issues. Even your toaster will burn your toast instead of popping up because the electrics in our house is playing up. It's crazy energy. So this is why it's imperative that we stay aware of what's going on. Look for the root cause of it. When I got locked out of Facebook the other day, I know Facebook did that deliberately, so I had to sign up with digital ID. I don't consent to it, but because I use Facebook so much and because I talk to people on there as well, I have to have it. So I had to comply. But you know what? Did I really? Look back 5 years ago when everybody took that jab for their work. Did we really have to take it? No. And this is where I get so angry with these little buggers, the puppeteers, because they're forcing us to do things against our will, which, if you're into heaven and if you're into universal energies, they do not have consent. They have no permission. They don't have a right to interfere with what I do under free will. So these people are creating negative, extremely bad energy against themselves. As soon as we force someone to do something against their will, karma is a witch with a capital B. It may come back instantly, or it may take 3 or 4 lives to come back, but it does come back. Okay? So all these people out there that are doing all these crazy things to harm and hurt us, we just have to sit back and say, no, I do not approve of this. I give no consent. I give no right or permission. Their energy is not allowed on me. If I am forced to do this, I command under the universal law of God and heaven above that these people must be punished under the justice card of the tarot, and compensation must come back to me for being the victim of what they've created. Wow. Universal law. I think it's 6. Let me go over to my book. Look at how funny is that? I've just opened it up right at the universal laws. Universal law of, I was 1 page off. Universal law 6 is the law of compensation. Blessings and abundance that are provided for us, the visible effects of our deeds. So the law of compensation dictates that if we are good to others, like those brownie points of heaven, if we're good to other people and we do that genuinely out of the love of our heart, but not for the expectation of the reward, compensation does come back to us. And if we are out there hurting, harming, making people do things against their will, look at Fauci, look at Gates as classic examples 5 years ago with what they did. Their compensation is the karmic energy coming back to them for all the things they did as well. So we don't have to get involved. I don't care who took the shots. I don't care who didn't. I don't care who does what in their lives. This is where we allow others to do what they want. And we just sit there knowing that we do what we can to get through this crazy freaking world. And at the end of the day, if we don't give consent to something, make it extremely clear to the universe. I talk to the moon most nights and the stars. And I go out there and I say, I gave permission for that today. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to learn from that experience. But I did not give permission for that to occur. They can F off, nick off, go away, whichever way you want, delete cup out of my life. Because I do not allow it. Compensation will come to those who hurt us. Compensation will come to those who give us love and joy. Compensation will come to me for every action I undertake on this planet as well. And the more that we keep saying that, man, it's out of our hands. So we just accept the consequences. Because we've already signed up for this before we were born. And I believe that some of us old souls, we're here for a reason, to really teach the younger souls how to get through this. And we don't do it by hating. We don't do it by getting out there and rioting, like in Minnesota, etc. We get out there and we spread love. Why are you getting involved with other people's energies? Concentrate on what you want to create. We are our own little bubble of energized bunnies. We're a battery force. And if we're creating all this chaos, we become the chaos. But if we're here creating love and harmony for others, we create that within ourselves first, we attract it in, and that's the abundance that we receive back. So I hope that that gives you some hope there for what you're going through as well. Okay? All things must pass. Okay? All right. Julie Youngren says, sorry, I feel like I am a ghost. You only remarked on my one comment. I only saw one comment. Okay, because I'm going down the Julie, please email me, okay? If you do want some private chat, okay? True 111 love, message redacted. Yeah, because when I go down and I press my comments, I have to scroll back up. And you're right, there are comments that don't get written down. I've noticed it. If I go back into last week's live, there's comments there and I think, hang on, I didn't even answer that one. When did that pop up? So I see comments now. So, yeah. So if I do ever miss a comment, please email me and say, hey, you missed me in the live. You know, if it's tarot day, I send you a tarot card or ask me a question, okay? Because I don't do this intentionally, okay? Okay. So Julie Youngren says, all my other comments got skipped. Oh, sorry, darling. I don't know what's happened there. Okay. True 111 love. Email me, Julie. Okay. Thank you so much for the confirmation. I've learned so much from your YouTube videos. Your strength and positive energy is very contagious and very inspirational. Thank you. True 111 love. Oh my gosh. Don't make me cry, because you will. Okay. But I'm just, I'm 60 in 2 weeks. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Okay. It's going to be a great day. So, of course, I'm going to be here doing my live because it's on a Thursday. Yay! Why wouldn't I want to share my birthday with you guys, my 60th? Wow. You spend your time with those who appreciate and love you back. Look at what this person's just said. True 111 love. 111 love. Look at the words. So do you think I'd want to go and see my family who put me down and talk negatively behind my back every day? All they do is create drama. All they do is have high anxiety. They're all sick. Why would I want to be a part of that energy that they've created? I want to spread love, compassion, caring, non-judgmental. I accept everybody. So I'm going to be here on my birthday sharing it with you. And I hope that makes you feel so damn special that out of, I do 15-hour days at this point, but I spend it with those who are important to me. And when I get words like that, Thank you so much. I really feel it. Okay. Alrighty. So Elaine says, "We love you, Linda," with some hugs and hugs. Oh, I'm getting the goosebumps. All right. Simran Zero says, "Hi, Linda. Is there anything spirit message regarding career?" Yeah. Change it. Change is coming for you. So if you were a baker, go into engineering. If you were a poet, leave the arts and go into something academic. Okay. Totally change what you're doing. And it's like total, isn't it? It's not just like going from mathematics into accounting or finance, it's going from one extreme way over to another. So you may be a gymnast working for that Cirque du Soleil type place. You might be a gold winning snowboarder at the Winter Olympics. Totally change your your career, and you may become a pet walker or something. Think out of that box of something totally different. That's what I'm seeing from you, Simran. Okay. It's totally different. Okay. So it's not just like being like in the bank and you go into an accountancy firm or a financial institution. You're giving that all away and you're starting again. And what a great year to do it in. This energy is just pushing you out there to make this happen for you. And I'm so grateful that I'm part of this to push you to do this. Okay. So really get out there and really think about your career options. It has to be your free will here. Okay. But I'm seeing a massive change coming. Massive change. So if you have to do any courses, degrees, or extra curriculum type studies, voluntary work. If you want to become an animal behavioralist, start going to the zoo and talking to the volunteers and the staff there, saying, "Hey, what is it that you do in your job?" So you get to know if that's what you want to do. Okay. Yeah. So test things out. You can always go into a bank and say, "Hey, I want to get a job here. What sort of job duties do you do?" If they're lucky, you'll get told. You can always just look it up online and look at jobs vacancy and where they have all the duties, and then you can say, "Is that something that I want to do?" Step out of the box. That's what I'm hearing for you, Simran. Okay. Hope it all works out. Here is Peregrinus Fella. Okay. Hey, Linda, my comment didn't come up first. Don't know why. Okay. I set my comments that they all come up as newest. So there is a little algorithm that you have to tick the box of when you want the comments. So it's always newest comes up first. So they're in order. I do apologize. Okay. How's disco going? And the cows. Okay. Okay. So please understand it's not my fault here. I'm not creating this. Obviously, it's a YouTube glitch. And as we know, because I said it before, electrical stuff is all going crazy. It's almost like the movie The Terminator. When you go in and you can't get gas in your car or petrol if you're in America and Australia, your ATM won't work to give you money. Then you try and buy food and your card doesn't work, and it's like, what's going on here? Because then lights are glitching. Yeah, it's almost like something's being reset, isn't it? When you're down the rabbit hole, we're down the rabbit hole. Okay, Peregrinus Fella says, "Good morning, Linda. Can we please get a reading on disco? Having some problems this week." Oh, no. Seems like he is coded wrong. Now, disco is a pigeon, guys. And he was injured. So we've been sending some healing love over to this pigeon. Yeah, who just said it's only a pigeon? Get that out of your mindset, because every single living object, whether it's a plant, ants, animals, humans, we all deserve the same love and attention. Okay? We're all equal at the end of the day. Seems like he is coded wrong. You're welcome to email me. My email's below. Okay? But with this injury, it could be that he's just a little bit scared. Yeah, he might have suffered some sort of trauma, so he doesn't feel like he's as good as he was before. And I think that's more of a psychological impact here that is happening with this bird. Okay? Yeah, so just keep giving him reassurances. Show him other pigeons. Okay, I know that you take him out with the cows, but cows don't fly. So keep showing him videos, etc., of birds flying so he remembers what he's like. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, Julie Youngren says, thank you for your kindness, love, and insight. Hugs. I love you, Julie. Manifestation of the Light says, just got my mum's ashes today. And it's appropriately Ash Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. It is too for you guys. It's Thursday here in Australia. Everything's happened in accordance with what's meant to be at this point, guys. Okay? I don't talk about what happened to me 2 days ago, but I had about 6 things that all crazy things happened all on the same day. I got locked out of Facebook was one of them. I had to do digital ID to get back in. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The elevator didn't work, so I couldn't leave the building. So, and that's virtually saying stay at home and sort out Facebook and your bank, because I also got hacked. So there was some things that happened that, yeah, but there was about 6 things. So weird energy is definitely around. So please take this as Ash Wednesday. I'd be looking into what that means. Look at the biblical reason as to why Ash Wednesday is there, because that'll give you some insight into you getting your mum's ashes this week as well. Okay? Yeah, I can imagine. I don't even know where my dad's ashes are. My family are playing games. I don't play games. If they want to tell me, I'm not going to ask them, hey, what's happening with my dad's ashes, because they want that control over me. I don't play the game. And I'm willing to just walk away and say, keep your negative thoughts to yourself. I'm above that. So we don't play games with people, guys. But, that just triggered me, so I just said it, because I'd like to know where my dad's ashes are, obviously. He died last August, so it's been 6 months. So at the end of the day, Ash Wednesday, have a look at that, what that represents for you, okay? All right, true 111 love. By the way, you didn't look at your age at all. You don't look your age at all. Oh, thank you. I honestly thought you're still in your early to mid 40s like me. I'm 60 in 2 weeks, guys. And I firmly believe that when we have a young at heart attitude, we don't let things overly stress us. Well, I do get a lot of stress because I've got PTSD. So I manage my anxiety, and then when I learn techniques or stuff, I share it with you guys to help you get through all that your life crap as well. Okay. So I don't wear makeup. I know that makeup does age our skin. I put moisturizer on it every now and again, but I don't wear makeup. I've stopped using hair dyes because I'm just going to go grey naturally. I've got a lot of grey, if you notice, but I just believe in being accepting of what I am. When I was young, doctors told my parents I wouldn't see 10. They said I'd need heart, lung, and kidney transplants. And there is a lot of evidence now that says that more psychic people are those who get sick when they're young. So I know that I died a few times when I was a baby because my mum told me that they were taking me to the hospital when I was already blue. So they had to resuscitate me on arrival at hospital. So I know I've had NDEs as a baby, and I think that's why I've got such a great correlation with this one. I can't say relationship. It's a correlation. We fit together so perfectly. I respect her so much, and the others, because I've actually got a few. Okay, it's not just her. I've got a few on my team. There's 3 that I see. But she's the one that's with me every day. She talks to me and she gives me advice, even if it's like just go outside. And I go outside and there's a car crash that I witness, or a flock of birds fly past because she knows how much I love seeing the flocks of birds, or a rainbow will appear just as I walk out there. So I'm thinking, what's going on? And then you see it form, and it's like, oh, you sent me outside to see that, because she knows I appreciate stuff. We've all got them, whoever they are. I don't need to know who she is because I trust her so impeccably. I don't need to know what her makeup is. She's an etherical energy being from some other place, dimension, vortex, I don't know. But I trust what she says. I impeccably respect her and love her. So why does it matter who she is? I don't even call her by a name because no names feel applicable to her because she is everything. Maybe that's her name, everything. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So manifestation, true love. By the way, you don't look your age. Thank you so much for your compliment. People. I go into shops. I say to myself, when I go into my shop today, I've got to do three people, compliment three people. So whether it's, oh my God, I love your shoes. Where did you get them? Oh, that dress looks so nice on you. It suits your hairstyle. Whatever I say to people. One lady walked in the shopping centre the other week. She had these crazy glasses on. And I just stopped and I was looking at her and she was like, what are you doing? I said, oh, I love your glasses. The colours, because it was all crazy colours. I said, look how you matched it to your dress today. And she was like, oh, yeah, I know. I've got like 4 pairs of glasses and these ones are just happy today. They make me feel happy. And I said, oh, they're making me feel happy. See, we are contagious energy beings. So when I saw that lady with her really crazy big, like Elton John glasses on, she wore them to make her happy. And I got that contagiously. So how's that when we are contagious to others around us? Oh, okay. All right. Manifestation of the light says electronics. Yeah. Our TV came on full blast playing raindrops keep falling on my head. My dad sang it to her dying. Oh. You know, I've been a parapsychologist now for 4 decades and trying to work it all out. And one of the easiest things that ghosts and spirits can do is to manipulate energy. So when we see a light flicker, the light turns off. You know, when I walk down the street and I blow light bulbs in the street lights turn off when I walk under them, that sort of stuff. Wow. One day I was in a really angry mood. I got in the car wouldn't start. Sat there, thinking, okay, try the car, nothing. I got out of the car and I said, is this me being angry? Take off that. Clap, clap, clap. I'm now happy. I'm bringing my energy back. Got in the car, it started straight away. That's not a fluke. It's not a coincidence. It's a synchronicity that our electrical devices around us are all tuned into who we are. So that's me for today, guys. I hope that that's helped you all. If you do want a private reading from me, please click the link below. I don't charge. I only ask for a contribution through PayPal. I have heaps of spots available next week because the following week I will be taking a few days off because it's my birthday. Barry! Hi, Linda. Hope all well with yourself and your lovely lady. And thank you for the card last week. Very naughty. You know me, Barry. Okay. You know me. Oh, my God, Barry. Thank you so much for letting me know you were watching. Okay. So, guys, that's me for this week. Okay. I've got a busy day because I'm taking tomorrow off. So I'm going to try and get everything sorted out today. Please know I do 2 lives a week. 9 a.m. Thursday. Today is free psychic days. Please comment your psychic questions and come in on Saturday, 9 a.m. Brisbane time, which is Friday night in the USA or the Europe. Please come through. And everyone who comments, all you've got to say is, hey, because please don't ask your questions and everybody gets a card, tarot card. If you comment before I go live, because I have to shuffle the deck so I get all that sorted out before I go live, everybody also gets the Love Dove card. All the cards start with the word love. Where is it? It's over this end. Love. Okay. Yep. So I do 2 lives a week, guys. All right. So on that note, Elaine says, almost birthday girl. Yay! And little wife says, thank you. Good to see you all. So that's me for this week, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. Okay. And I'm going to do some videos too this week. Okay. Barry says, bye. And on that note, I'm going to say it too. Bye. See you all same bat time, same bat channel. See you all next week. Okay. Bye.